When you think of a teleprompter, you typically think of a newscaster using one to deliver a report. But would you believe me if I told you that a teleprompter could be useful for a content creator or even a live streamer? How could a device like this actually make your workflow better instead of being another thing that ends up collecting dust? Well, what you guys see next to me is the Elgato Prompter, and I've had the privilege of being able to test this device out for the past couple months, and I'm here to show you guys how to set it up, how it works, the pros, the cons, and if this is even something worth investing in. So let's get to it. So let's start off by first answering the question, what is Elgato Prompter? Well, this is basically an external monitor or display that reflects off of a one-way mirror. The other side of that mirror is where your camera can be attached to record yourself through the transparent side of the mirror. Now, with the camera attached to the prompter, it does get a little bit bulky and sizable, I might add. Its height comes in at 8.6 inches, the width at 8.8 inches, and its depth at 11.1 inches. The main uses that someone would get out of using the prompter is being able to stay on track with their talking points. Elgato has software that you can use to put in all of your text that you can then display on the prompter to stay on track with what you're trying to say. If you're a person that takes Teams or Zoom meetings, you can use this to put your participants up on the screen so that you can maintain good eye contact with them. And let's say you're a live streamer and you want to be able to look at your Twitch or YouTube chat, you can put that up on here as well, all while maintaining eye contact with the camera. Elgato Prompter works on Windows and Mac computers, and you can pick this thing up for $300, but depending on if there's sales going on, I've seen it as low as even $200. Now, the way that this can be used with your camera is that you're going to need to attach the correct camera holder to the back of the prompter. Point and shoot cameras or webcams that are not the Facecam Pro will not work with this setup. It has to be a camera that accepts interchangeable lenses. But the reason for that is so that you can screw in one of the lens holders that fits with your particular lens so that your camera can slide into the prompter. Elgato included a bunch of different sizes here, so more than likely you will have a combination here that will work with your camera and lens setup. The teleprompter is extremely versatile on the mounts that you can put it on, as you'll find two universal mounting screw inserts on the bottom of this device. If your camera rig is light enough, you can attach the prompter directly to a tripod with the camera floating on the back of it. But if you have a heavier lens and camera setup, then put that heavier camera on the tripod itself and then put the teleprompter in front of it. Once you have the prompter connected to your computer, you're gonna wanna go to the Elgato downloads page and get the camera hub for your Windows or Mac computer. This is the critical piece of software that's going to give us full control over the prompter. So while the camera hub software downloads, I wanna give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Uno Overlays. Here you can get access to hundreds of customizable overlays that are perfect for creators making podcast style, just chatting, news, and live sports content. These overlays can be easily modified by just clicking on one of them and selecting Try Overlay. Here you can modify the text, color, and sizing of the overlay. To add it into OBS, just copy the URL on the right side and paste it in as a browser source link using 1920 by 1080 dimensions. With this setup, you'll be able to create content that is more engaging, enhances your brand, and makes you stand out amongst the crowd. So check out Uno Overlays today, link in the description below, or head over to overlays.uno. All right, we are now in the Camera Hub software. It only took a matter of seconds to get this thing up and running. And the first thing you guys are gonna wanna pay attention to is to make sure you are in the correct section of the software, that being the prompter. Under that, you're gonna see the display settings. So you'll see that your output is going to be the Elgato Prompter. Power, you're gonna wanna have that checked on. And then your brightness, this is where you can adjust how bright you want your display to be. The next section here is the content area. And this is probably one of the most important areas to pay attention to, because this will basically set the mode that the Elgato Prompter will be in. So right now it is in the display type, meaning the prompter is being utilized as an extended display or monitor. So I can use any open windows or applications running on my computer and showcase them on this display. Imagine the level of eye contact you could have for a reaction video. The next mode you're gonna see here is the text type. This is where you can type in all of your script information for what you want to say in a video, and you can divide out everything you want to say in different script sections. If you want to add a new script section, you can just press this plus button here and then just type away. And as you go from section to section, you'll see that the prompter will move along with it. The script you see up right now is an example that I wrote out for this video, but let's say you have additional videos where you want to have separate scripts. Then you're going to want to go over here to the left-hand side, right under the text type, you're going to see the scripts. And here you can just select the plus button to add a brand new script. Let's just call it another video, and then you can just start writing out your script. If you want to check out the other scripts that you have saved, just go back over here and then select the corresponding script you're looking for, and it'll pull it right back up. Now, some other things you're going to want to look at are down here in the appearance section. This is where you can adjust the font type that's going to show up on the prompter, and then you can adjust the opacity of that text in case there's something on your display that you may want to see at the same time that you're reading off the text. Moving on down to the scrolling section, this is where you can set whether or not you're doing a constant or voice sync. So if it's constant, it's automatically just going to roll through all of the text that you have up on the prompter. But if you have voice sync enabled, Camera Hub's going to listen to the words you are saying, and it won't move on until you've said that word. So with the microphone selected, check this out. Voice Sync is Elgato Prompter's feature that allows the script to scroll automatically based on your voice using whichever microphone is plugged into the computer. This means that you don't have to manually control or set the scroll speed, as the prompter will adapt to how you are speaking. Now, this feature will only work for computers that have an NVIDIA RTX 2060 or better graphics card if you're on Windows, or an M1 processor or better if you're on Mac OS. Looking at the other features here, we have reading position, which just sets how low or high you want the text to start scrolling. Highlight text is good to keep on so that you can clearly see what has or has not been said within your script. If we turn on overlays, this just sets a pointer graphic so that you can have a focus area for your eyes to go to, which can be nice if you need to know where the center of your camera lens is so you can have direct eye focus. All right, this next mode is for my live streamers here, and that is the chat content type. Here you can press the plus button, type in your Twitch channel name, select add, and that will showcase your Twitch chat right up on the teleprompter. Now, I did test this on both Windows and Mac. For some reason, Mac just got stuck in a infinite connecting state. So Elgato, please work on fixing that for your Mac users here. Otherwise, Mac works perfectly fine. For YouTube streamers, there is a workaround. You're gonna wanna use the display type mode and then pop out the chat of your live stream when you're in your YouTube Live Control Center, and then move it over to the teleprompter, and it will function basically the exact same way. Shout out to all the people that were chatting it up in my stream for the example you see right now. Typically, if you're trying to look at your chat and reply to them, you're going to be looking away on another monitor or screen, and that takes your eye contact and focus away from the viewer. Being able to read chat while keeping my eye on the camera was something I was never able to do before. The only annoying thing I could really call out was trying to keep my train of thought while looking at the teleprompter. Having the chats continue to come up while my eyes are seeing those chats kind of just makes it a little bit distracting, but something I could totally get used to. Prior to using the prompter, trying to get every word or talking point correct without constantly looking down at my notes was really challenging. Now I can look at the camera while looking at the information that I need to relay with absolute ease. One issue I do have though is that I don't like that I can't use the Camera Hub software if the prompter isn't plugged into the computer. Like, I would like to type out some notes or script information if I'm on the go, especially as someone who uses a Mac computer. I'm not always going to have the prompter plugged in at all times. It's definitely annoying, but I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker. One other great benefit to note is that this thing integrates seamlessly with the Elgato Stream Deck. If you need to switch the prompter to display mode, you can do that. Need to scroll between different sections of your script? You can do that too. Very nice and very convenient. Something else that fits into the con category here is when this prompter is attached to the front of your camera, and you have a flip out LCD screen, well, you're not gonna be able to see yourself. So really the only workaround here is to plug your camera into your computer using an HDMI capture card, pull that feed into OBS, and then you can right click that OBS capture card source that has your camera showing on it and go to the full screen projector source option and choose the teleprompter. That'll show your camera feed in full, but now we can't see our prompter text. So to get that back, go into the Camera Hub software and lower the opacity within the text type mode. You'll then be able to see yourself along with any script that you're trying to read. So, would I recommend the Elgato teleprompter for content creators and live streamers? Absolutely. The teleprompter is a tool at the end of the day to make your life easier, speed up your workflow, and increase engagement with your viewers. Huge shout out to Elgato for sending this bad boy over to me. I really appreciate it. If you guys came to enjoy the video, hit it with a big thumbs up, subscribe if you're new around here, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.